Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Uh, I'm I'm still alive. I'm not dead. It's just that I couldn't use my phone for a while. This might be a short, maybe like 10, 12 minutes, because I'll be talking a lot faster. No intro for now, and yeah, let me start the video. In this one I'll be doing what if Naruto was neglected. In this one, Menma Mito are born. Kushina Minato survive. And let's say Kaguya had another child. Uh, the inspiration for this what if was from Anime E. Let me show you his YouTube channel. Yeah, here he is. Please go to subscribe. Please go and subscribe to him. He's an amazing what ifer, to be honest. And yeah, so this one they say, not this one they say. What the heck am I talking about? So in this what if, since Naruto has a brother and sister, obviously he's going to be neglected, even though he does. In this one, Hiruzen sacrifices his life to seal the Nine Tails inside of Menma and Mito. Naruto gets none of it, not even the soul, not a little bit. So yeah, after that whole thing, uh, oh yeah, I forgot. Whenever Kaguya was being sealed away, she was pregnant with a child. I'm gonna say Hagoromo and Hamura. Back then they were dicks, so I'm gonna make them like not care because like they didn't want a child, they didn't even want another brother anyway, so they just should have used Naruto to seal Kaguya away, and then they thought, oh, we don't want the baby to accidentally unseal Kaguya, so they literally killed Naruto on purpose. I'm not even gonna try. They killed Naruto on purpose. Not even gonna cover up for him. Sorry, but no. I'm gonna make everybody a dick in this world except for Kaguya. That's what Kaguya's motives in this timeline were good. They were not bad. Anyway, they were even worse to Kaguya this timeline. If you've seen Kaguya's backstory, they were even worse to her this timeline. So yeah, after that whole thing happened, Naruto's soul was transported into the future, and since it was transported into the future, they used Naruto's soul went into Kushina's body to create a not soul chakra. Naruto's chakra went to Kushina's body to create a body. That's weird. He is not related to Minato and Kushina at all. To be honest, like whenever he was born like very pale skinned. He actually he looked like this. Hold up. He looked like this whenever he was born, except with like without the smirk, and the baby face. So he had like white hair, white skin. The To be honest, they thought it was a birth defect, but also had Byakugan eyes. They checked like if whose son he was, and let's say yeah, let's say he's actually related to them for now. So it showed that it was Minato and Kushina's son. And slowly over time, the chakra will like change Naruto's DNA to full Otsutsuki Kaguya's son. Let's say Kaguya and Ishiki's son. So yeah, uh, what else am I finna say? Cause I'm very forgetful. Hold up, let me read this. Anyway, I was talking about how I was gonna say that a few years later, after the whole Ninetales attack, because I just said that Hiruzen like sacrificed his life to seal the Ninetales into Menma and Mito. So a few years later, you can see a little child running down the streets trying to hide or find any place to hide, then turns a corner and gets blocked and then runs through an alleyway, and then it's a dead end, and then and then he turns around and sees a bunch of villagers just there, and some shinobi as well, and they start beating up on Naruto they start beating up on Naruto, and whenever he thinks that it couldn't get worse, uh whenever you think that it couldn't get worse, let's say that let's let's say that someone tried to help Naruto up, and then they just in the end, like Naruto only had one friend, and in this timeline, yeah, he only had one friend, and that friend was like some random kid, and then like during this entire time, like no one really knew that he had a friend. And one day whenever he was walking down the streets of Konoha, he saw that friend like talking to other people. He said hello to him, and then the friend asked, "Who are you?" And then they said, "Get away from that demon." So the kid pretended to be Naruto's friend just for his own benefit I mean, just to laugh at him in the end. So after Naruto basically saw that his friend like dipped on him. He felt pretty bad because he thought it was his fault. But then he tried talking to his friend again, and the friend actually started talking to him once more the very next day though. And then he said that him and Naruto should go meet his other friends. Naruto said yes, and they went to like a corner alley. In that alley, they saw that Naruto, Naruto saw that in the end he was actually tricked by his friend. In the alleyway, it wasn't his friend's friends. It was actually just a mob of villagers ready to beat Naruto up. So yeah, after that, Naruto started to ask why his friend did this. He said, "Because you're a demon and you're nothing but filth." Naruto felt betrayed. So whenever they started beating Naruto up, eventually he passed out. And no, not Kakashi. Let's say a random Ambu that was supposed to watch Naruto but lost track of him. Found Naruto beat up and took him to the hospital. The hospital refused to take care of him. Then the Ambu said, "If you don't, I'll kill you." They took Naruto and treated him. They said that he would be in a coma for a while. They told Minato and Kushina what happened. They didn't care. Neither did Menma and Mito, who are their other two children, who are here. This is Mito. This is Menma, basically. Except Mito, she has. Yeah, no, never mind. She acts like Kushina. Menma, he's a mix. He's like other Naruto. Now let's say Mito, she is basically the girl version of Naruto, and Menma, he's just Naruto. Except like they hate Naruto. So after that, Naruto would be in a coma for about a few months, and the first time he went to his mindscape, he saw a woman, and this woman was who? Kaguya, cause you know it. And after he saw the woman, he started to scoot back, asking, "Please don't hurt me." She would say, "I would never hurt you." And then Naruto would say, "Liar," because every single person I've ever met has only hurt me. Kaguya would have felt bad for Naruto, and she would have said, "Okay, I won't hurt you. I won't hurt you, but you can slowly warm up to me if you want." Naruto didn't even want to speak to her at first, but eventually, after he's in a coma for a whole like 2 months instead of 1 month. Let's say 2 months. So it took him like a whole week just to like start warming up to Kaguya, and then in about a month, Kaguya was training Naruto, and Naruto started calling Kaguya mother. One night, whenever Naruto was alone, black and white Zetsu got into the room and were able to go into Naruto's mindscape. They met Kaguya, and Kaguya explained that this is like black and white Zetsu, your brothers. Another, you also have two other brothers, but she explains the whole story about how they stabbed her in the back and sealed her on the moon. Naruto, and she also explained how they didn't care if Naruto died. So yeah, Naruto, he was pretty pissed at what they did. So yeah, after a while, Naruto after the whole 2 months are over, Naruto's pretty strong. He was like probably like half of Kaguya's full strength. No, yeah, half of Kaguya's full strength, and a little bit of Ishiki. He also had like a little some of Ishiki's powers, but he didn't know how to like fully use them. Only like use them a little bit. So, oh yeah, and he had like a weird force field around him. So once he woke up, he got kicked out of the hospital because they don't care about Naruto, to be honest. Once he woke up, since he got kicked out of the hospital, he went to his apartment. He got kicked out whenever he was 4. He got kicked out whenever he was 4. So, and right now Naruto's like what, 7? So yeah, Naruto is like Naruto went to the woods because usually he would be in the adoption center and no one would adopt him, so they kicked him out. So because it's basically like him living there for free, and they don't want to do that for a demon. So after a while, they eventually kicked Naruto out. Naruto was living in the woods, like he had an entire like tree house. No, a mini hut. He had a hut. He didn't even have good like he couldn't even like make a house or anything. He had like a small hut. Not yeah, a hut. And that hut got destroyed because eventually the shinobi no villagers found out where Naruto lived and then went to where he lived and destroyed the hut while Naruto was in the coma because they didn't want him to have a good life. So once Naruto went to his hut, he found it destroyed. So, uh, um, yeah, I'm gonna give him some other powers too. Naruto has the power of creation and destruction. So Naruto decides, meh, no, not creation, destruction, just creation. Never mind. So Naruto decides to just build an actual house made of like it had like different colors and lights and everything. It was made out of like obsidian, ruby, diamond, and all that. And the house eventually turned out to look like this. This is what the house looked like. This is what the house looked like. Yeah, this is exactly what the house looks like. So after Naruto builds that in the woods, he uses like he makes it up. He also uses his creation power to like see into a different universe's future and saw the Dragon Ball Z world and how Bulma uses like capsules and stuff. So he was able to put that entire house in a capsule. Found like an empty area in the village where nobody lived. Like there was no buildings. It was just straight area. It was not a training ground, but people knew about it. So Naruto opened the capsule and there was like this house there, and they found out about this and they walked up to the house and knocked on the door. And Naruto opened the door. They were surprised. They asked Demon, "Why are you in this person's house?" Naruto said, "This is my house. I created it." And they said, "Get out. It's ours now." And Naruto said, No, it ain't. It eat what eat." And then they said, "Get out. We are supposed to live in this type of house, not a demon like you." And Naruto said, "If I'm a demon, then aren't I supposed to have like the best luxury of this place?" And then he slammed the door right in their face. They tried to like destroy the door, but then again, obsidian, it's really hard to break. Especially, let's say it's really hard to break, especially in the Naruto verse, because they mainly only use jutsu kunais and stuff like that. So they never really learned how to like destroy obsidian. So they tried to destroy the house itself, and they weren't able to. So they told Minato that Naruto lived in such a nice house. Minato got pissed. He went up to Naruto and asked him to open the door. Naruto opened the door, asked, "What do you want?" And Minato said, "Get out of this house. We're gonna give it to Menma and Mito because they deserve so much more than you." Naruto said, "How?" They said, and Minato said, "Because you're a demon. Menma and Mito are the heroes of the village." uh, Naruto again said how, and Minato got pissed and tried to attack Naruto, but Naruto just slammed the door right in his face. So yeah, after Naruto basically slammed the door right in his face. Minato, he didn't want Naruto to leave him there, so he sent like Anbu and people like that to come and like kill Naruto, but they were never able to like break into the house. Because let's say like the glass, they're see through, but it's more of an indestructible glass. So yeah, if any of you have ever watched like Henry Danger, you would have known uh Captain Man is indestructible. That's a type of glass that like he made a machine that turned the glass into indestructible glass. So every time they would try to break into the house, they were never able to. I mean, they were able to like make a bunch of sound, but they were never able to break into the house completely. So eventually, Naruto got like pretty angry at the sound. So he made like an entire weapon system for people who would like try to break in. Whenever they would try to break in, they got killed. To be honest, like they were. Hold up, let me show you what the weapon system looked like. Let me show you. Hold up. I mean, I couldn't find the image, so I just grabbed this one. These are all the weapons that will be used whenever the security system activates. All these weapons will be like pointing at the enemy or like the person trying to break into the house. So yeah. Anyway, the academy starts. Naruto, he pretends to be dead last, but we all know that he's like strong AF, so he would like end anybody who tries him. Anyway, so after the whole academy, it's the final day because I'm like too lazy to do all of this, like academy this, academy that. So it's the final day of the damn academy, and they're supposed to do a jutsu test, clone things. Let's say that in this one, only one villager complained, and that villager was killed. So no one really knows about like Naruto's house except for the Hokage and some Anbu who were also killed by Naruto's security system. So yeah, and eventually Naruto. Damn, I'm very tired for some reason. Anyway, eventually Naruto, this is the last day of the academy. Naruto does the shadow clone jutsu, even though he was only supposed to do the clone jutsu. He did the shadow clone, which was unexpected. He also like transformed into his Otsutsuki form. This is what he transformed into, his Otsutsuki form. But like the one on the right, not the one on the left, the one without the jacket. This is final form for his Otsutsuki. When he turns into this. Now let's say this is a mixture between like his human and Otsutsuki form. So whenever he wants to use his Otsutsuki powers but doesn't want to go into that form to like fully use it, this is like a mixture between both Otsutsuki and human. So yeah. So after the whole graduation thing, uh, let's say this is there. No, let's say a few months before graduation, there's this girl that comes into school. This is her Otsutsuki form. Her name. Let's call her Yuki. Yuki Otsutsuki. This is her human form. So she comes into school looking like this. Every boy immediately falls in love with her. Manma and Sasuke try flirting with her. She looks at them, then looks at Naruto. She walks up to Naruto and asks if anyone's sitting there. He says no, and she sits down. Everybody's confused why she would sit next to a demon. But then, like, after school, after the academy, it's whenever they're trying to go home. Uh, she sits on the outside. Naruto sits near the window. So she gets surrounded by a bunch of people, which also means that Naruto can't leave. So yeah, which sucks. So she answers a few questions, not a lot though. and then she leaves. When Naruto's leaving, they say, "Don't even try talking to her, you demon." Naruto said, "Yeah, sure, okay, whatever, losers." And they get pissed. They try to attack Naruto, and Naruto just leaves. Like, he dodges, slaps the nah, no, not slaps the person. He just dodges and leaves. So, on his way back home, he meets Yuki again, and he asks, uh, "I know you're not human." I mean, she says that, "I know you're not human. You're not human, are you? You're an Otsutsuki." He asks, "How do you know?" And she turns to this. She turns into her Otsutsuki form. Naruto, uh, Naruto is Naruto. So he looks at her, and then he asks, "Why are you here?" She says, she turns back into this, and then she says that she is here to marry him because apparently she was engaged to him before he was even born. Naruto, being surprised, but still being calm, just smiles like how Ichigo is smiling in this picture. And then he says, "Okay, okay, whatever." And then he leaves. She follows him back to his house. He asks why is she here, and she says that since they'll be getting married, they should live in the same house. This is what the house looks like. Uh, and mm, they live together now, but they didn't do any of that. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not letting that happen. So, yeah, I really want to continue. No, let me say the Jonin Sensei teams thing yet. Now, the teams will be Menma, Mito, Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura, and Yuki. All of them are on the same team. The Jonin Sensei is Kakashi Hatake. The what's it called? The assistant Jonin Sensei is Kushina, and then there is one random, one random Ambu member, because I don't feel like figuring all this out. Yeah. Anyway, that will be the end of this video. Have a good day. Have a good night, and goodbye.